Under the sodium glow of a quiet city street at night, shadows lengthen and shrink with the prowling cats. Unseen, the distant wail of sirens permeates the air, a constant, unnoticed hum. The street lights cast a tranquil, hazy light over the silent street. Cats roam freely through the night, their senses alert to every whisper and shadow. In the quiet apartment, Anna and Mark are deep in sleep, their faces serene in the dim light. Perched on the windowsill, Cleo the cat is a silhouette against the night, her eyes wide and alert. Cleo's gaze is fixed beyond the glass, a silent sentinel observing the unseen world outside. The soft rise and fall of Anna and Mark's breathing fills the room, a peaceful contrast to Cleo's vigilance. Shadows dance on the walls, cast by the faint moonlight filtering through the curtains. Unseen dangers lurk, but for now, the apartment is a haven of tranquility, guarded by a watchful feline. Inside the apartment, Cleo's ears twitch, sensing a subtle change in the atmosphere. With feline grace, Cleo leaps from the windowsill, a silent shadow against the light. She lands softly on the bed, a delicate weight barely disturbing the covers. Cleo walks delicately across Anna and Mark, a gentle presence amidst their slumber. Her eyes gleam with curiosity as she navigates the sleeping forms, a silent guardian in the night. Anna stirs in bed, her brow furrowed in a silent storm of annoyance. A hand swats at the air near her head, a gesture of irritation disrupting the morning calm. "Cleo, get off," she mumbles, her voice thick with sleep and a hint of exasperation. Sunlight streams through the window, illuminating the contours of her frustrated expression. The room is still, save for the subtle movements of Anna adjusting in her bed. The sound of her voice hangs in the air, a gentle command in the quiet of the morning. Inside the apartment, Cleo's persistent meows grow louder, demanding attention with each scratch on the blankets. The scratching intensifies, a relentless assault on the peaceful morning. Annoyed, Mark groans, the sound muffled by the pillow as he struggles against the awakening. He rolls over, a silent protest against the insistent feline alarm clock. The battle between sleep and Cleo's demands rages on in the dim morning light. In a dimly lit apartment, Mrs. Davis sleeps soundly in her armchair, unaware of the night's quiet unrest. Whiskers, her cat, circles her feet with growing anxiety, a plaintive yowl escaping its throat. The cat's unease grows, its eyes reflecting the shadows of the room as it watches over the sleeping woman. A sense of foreboding hangs in the air as Whiskers' cries fill the silent apartment. Whiskers jumps onto Mrs. Davis's lap, tiny paws knead softly. Whiskers meows insistently. Mrs. Davis wakes up, startled. She looks around, disoriented, eyes widen with sudden realization. In the apartment, Mrs. Davis nervously pets Whiskers, her hand trembling slightly. Whiskers seems agitated, his fur slightly ruffled, a sign of unease in his bright eyes. "Whiskers, what's wrong, dear?" Mrs. Davis asks, her voice filled with concern. Whiskers responds with a plaintive meow, his tail twitching back and forth, revealing his distress. Pulling at her sleeve, Whiskers tries to communicate the unseen danger, his urgency growing. On the city street, a gathering of cats begins, their forms tense with an unspoken dread. Their eyes, wide and filled with a primal fear, reflect the unseen terror. A chorus of low, guttural sounds rises from the group, each note a warning. The tense atmosphere grows with each arrival. The cats, a united front. They are poised, ready to flee or fight, their instincts screaming of danger. Inside the apartment, Cleo's frantic energy escalates, her movements becoming more agitated. Cleo leaps onto Anna, her insistent meows filling the room with mounting tension. She then jumps onto Mark, her desperate cries cutting through the air. Anna's eyes widen with sudden realization, a sense of foreboding washing over her. "Something's wrong," Anna declares, her voice laced with urgency and concern. The room hangs in suspense, Cleo's frantic behavior a stark warning. Inside the apartment, a sudden tremor rocks the room. Objects begin to rattle, and shake violently on the shelves. Anna's scream pierces the air. "Ah!" Mark echoes her fear with a shout of his own. "Ah!" The apartment trembles, objects rattle, and dust falls from the ceiling. Mrs. Davis fights to keep her balance as the violent shaking intensifies. Furniture slides across the floor, adding to the chaos and panic. Whiskers, alert and focused, guides Mrs. Davis with insistent nudges. Together, they struggle against the force of the quake, heading towards the door. Every movement is a battle against the Earth's fury. Escape their only goal. Buildings sway violently as the Earth cracks open, a terrifying prelude to chaos. Panic erupts in the city streets as terrified people flee collapsing buildings. Cars swerve wildly, their drivers struggling to maintain control amidst the quake. The city descends into pandemonium, a symphony of screams and shattering glass. Anna and Mark awaken to chaos, the remnants of a nightmare littering their sanctuary. With urgency in their eyes, they grab Cleo, a silent promise of protection passing between them. Dust and debris cascade around them, each particle a stark reminder of their vulnerability. The air is thick with tension as they navigate through the wreckage, their escape paramount. Every fallen object tells a story of disruption, urging them forward into the unknown. Mrs. Davis bursts from the apartment building, clutching Whiskers tightly, a desperate escape etched on her face. Dust and debris cascade around her, a rain of destruction as she fights to keep Whiskers safe. A deep groan echoes from behind, the building's death knell as its structure begins to buckle. In a cataclysmic roar, the apartment building implodes, swallowed by a monstrous cloud of smoke. Mrs. Davis shields Whiskers, a silhouette against the settling dust, their survival a fragile victory. A city street descends into chaos as buildings crumble and the earth splits open, revealing the raw power of destruction. Amidst the mayhem, cats dart through the debris-filled streets, their instincts guiding them through the disaster. The ground cracks open like a spider web, swallowing cars and lampposts in its wake. Dust and debris fill the air, obscuring the sky as the city transforms into a landscape of ruin and despair. Anna, Mark, and Cleo enter the apartment building lobby, their expressions showing a mix of relief and concern. They pause, their eyes scanning the relatively intact surroundings, a silent assessment of the aftermath. Dust motes dance in the air, illuminated by the faint light filtering through the damaged windows. A shared glance passes between them, a silent understanding of the challenges that lie ahead. Amidst the ruins, Mrs. Davis sits on a weathered bench, her eyes scanning the devastated cityscape. Uprooted trees and crumbled buildings paint a stark picture of destruction in the distance. Whiskers, a small tabby, curls up in her lap, a tiny beacon of warmth and life. The soft purr of the cat offers a small, comforting melody against the backdrop of despair. In the stark lobby, Anna clutches Cleo, her body trembling with relief and lingering fear. Fluorescent lights cast a cold glow as Anna buries her face in Cleo's shoulder, seeking solace. The humming lights amplify the emotional tension hanging heavy in the air. Tears stream down Anna's face, a testament to the ordeal they've survived. Her voice barely a whisper, filled with gratitude and exhaustion. "You saved us." The embrace tightens, a silent promise of protection and shared trauma. Dust chokes the ruined city street, where grim rescue workers navigate a landscape of rubble and despair. The harsh sound of metal against concrete grates through the silence, a stark reminder of the devastation. A lone meow shatters the quiet as a scruffy cat weaves through the debris, an unexpected guide. More cats appear, their movements purposeful, leading the way through the wreckage as if knowing where to go. Inside the makeshift shelter, survivors huddle together, their faces reflecting exhaustion and profound relief. Anna, Mark, Mrs. Davis, and others find solace in shared space, grateful for their survival. The scent of damp earth fills the air, mingling with the palpable fear that still lingers. Each breath is a quiet testament to their resilience against the odds, a fragile moment of peace. Inside the makeshift shelter, Anna tenderly strokes Cleo, her touch gentle along the cat's back. Once a stray, Cleo is now celebrated as the hero, her presence a beacon of hope in the crowded space. People cautiously approach, bearing gifts of fresh water and plates piled high with tuna and salmon. Cleo laps at the water, her rhythmic purr filling the air, a soothing balm to frayed nerves. Relief and gratitude mix palpably, hanging thick in the air, a testament to Cleo's impact. In the dim light, Cleo's eyes reflect the warmth of the shelter, a symbol of resilience and newfound connection. A giant screen blares the headline. Cats predicted the earthquake, their mysterious warnings saving lives. Pedestrians halt, their faces upturned, eyes wide with disbelief and growing respect. A collective murmur ripples through the crowd as the city's usual cacophony fades into a subdued hum. The once dismissed feline's reputation is now gloriously reborn, its every meow now a portent. A newfound appreciation dawns as humanity reconsiders its place within the animal kingdom. Bathed in the sunset's glow, Anna and Mark stroll through the park, their feline friend Cleo gracefully keeping pace. Golden light paints the scene as they approach a gathering of cats basking in the warmth. Anna gently strokes one of the cats, her touch tender, acknowledging the spark of intelligence in its eyes. Mark follows suit, his hand offering a comforting caress, a silent understanding passing between them and the feline. The cats purr contentedly, surrounded by affection, their silhouettes framed against the vibrant sunset. Sunlight filters through the trees in the park, dappling the ground with shifting patterns of light and shadow. Anna gazes at Cleo, her eyes reflecting a newfound depth of respect and gratitude. "We owe you everything," Anna says, her voice filled with heartfelt sincerity. Cleo purrs softly, a low rumble of contentment resonating from deep within. She luxuriates in her role as guardian, basking in the warmth of the sunlight and Anna's appreciation.